You won't miss the meat in this hearty and satisfying vegetarian lasagna. Layers of creamy spinach and mushrooms, mixed with gooey mozz and perfectly al dente pasta. What's not to love? We will start off by adding a tablespoon or two of olive oil to a skillet over medium heat, adding in one medium white onion that's been pretty finely diced, seasoning that with some salt and freshly cracked pepper, and sweating it out for 2 to 3 minutes until it just starts to get slightly translucent and soft. Next up, we'll add in 3 to 4 cloves of garlic. I'm going with some pre-minced garlic here because I had it on hand and was in a rush. We'll go ahead and let that get soft for a minute or two before adding in 1 pound or 16 ounces of sliced cremini or baby bella mushrooms. At this point, turn your heat up to medium high or high depending on your stove. As that water leaches out of those mushrooms, we want to simmer it all away. So it's starting to look more like this with those nice caramelized mushrooms. And when most of that water is gone, we're going to add another splash of olive oil because mushrooms soak so much oil up. And add in about a 1/4 cup of flour to make a roux. Go ahead and give it a little mix there in the center of the pan, and then just start to incorporate it in with the mushroom and onion mixture. Once all of that flour has been absorbed by the oil, we can go ahead and begin to build our sauce, starting with 1/2 cup of a good white wine. Go ahead and stir that in quickly, let that alcohol evaporate. And then we'll add in about 1½ cups of veggie broth, or you could use chicken broth or beef broth really, but we'll go with veggie here. Go ahead and bring that up to a simmer, stir very vigorously so that all of that flour can get absorbed into the liquid. Once it's at a simmer, maybe just turn it down to medium, let it go for 5 to 7 minutes until it tightens up just a little bit. We do want a nice liquidy sauce here because a lot of it's going to get absorbed by our pasta. Go ahead and taste it and season with salt and pepper as needed, and then ideally grate in about 1/2 teaspoon of fresh nutmeg, or you could use pre-grated nutmeg, but the fresh stuff is just the best. And now we're going to add in 1 large bag of spinach leaves, should be about 8 to 9 ounces worth. Just have to do this 1 handful at a time, but it will wilt into almost nothing. That's the first batch in. We'll add in more, and then just continue to fold it into that sauce. Those leaves will wilt away wonderfully. Finally, we'll add in about 1/2 cup of heavy cream for richness and body. Go ahead and stir all of that till it is thoroughly combined. And then next up, we'll add in about 1/2 cup to 3/4 cup of grated parmigiano reggiano cheese. This is going to help the sauce get nice and gooey, add an extra flavor element, and just, cheese is never a bad addition, right? Now, to build this, we're going to put down a really light layer of sauce in the bottom of a 9x13 baking dish to keep the pasta from sticking. And lay in some oven ready, very important, these be oven ready, or if you have regular lasagna noodles, make sure you boil them per package directions before they go in the oven. And then put down a layer of sauce, followed by a layer of freshly shredded mozzarella cheese, another layer of noodles, another layer of sauce, another layer of cheese, so forth and so on, until you get to the very top and you run out of sauce. Hopefully you've saved a little cheese behind. So we'll lay down that mozzarella and then sprinkle over a little bit more grated Parmesan cheese. We're going to want to bake this in a 375-degree oven covered for about 20 minutes. Let some steam build up, allow that moisture to be retained, and start to cook those pasta noodles. And then after 20 minutes, although it doesn't look that appetizing just yet, we'll go ahead and peel the foil off and tuck it back in the oven for about 20 to 30 minutes, basically just until it's looking perfectly golden brown and bubbly and delightful, just like that. Now, this stuff is nuclear right now, so you'll definitely want to set it aside and let it cool, but after about 20 minutes, we're going to grab it and garnish it with some fresh chiffonade basil and, a little more sprinkling of Parmesan cheese. Go ahead and dig in there with a nice slice and kind of put a little basil leaf on there for final garnish before we go and dive in and see how this tastes. And there's a reason mushrooms are used as a meat replacement so often. They have a wonderful texture when they get cooked down like that. They're roasty and chewy and really just so satisfying. That spinach adds a nice minerally vegetal note to every bite. And of course, with the amount of cheese we packed into this bad boy, you know it's going to be good no matter what, especially that nice golden brown cheese on top. This is a really phenomenal vegetarian recipe. Add what other veggies you have on hand or like. Just give it a try. Think you'll like it. So get out of here and go make this, or at least make something delicious.